This is episode 3, Hunt the Truth, and I really need to stop reading descriptions and such because it looks very obvious that Mashak is back. So if I call it, great. If not, here we go.
My ears were still ringing from the bombs. Oni had sent me in on a recon mission, but then they'd hit the base with everything they had, almost no warning. No attempt to protect me, or Ari. Certainly not civilians.
I think they wanted her dead.
I was just another data point to them. Disposable. I could feel all the hearts and minds I'd fought for slipping away. The UNSC would always bomb, and the rebels would always take up arms in vengeance. Maybe both Sully and Ilsa were right. There was no room for anything else.
And thus it'll keep going and going.
I couldn't help but feel guilty. I had taken this lost, naive kid and turned her into a foot soldier for my cause. I'd become an expert at rationalizing my actions, telling myself that ultimately, I was working towards the greater good. Can I see the room?
Don't touch me!
I'd recommend sedating her until we can effectively treat her injuries.
I'd rather rot.
Just rest.
Yeah, she's stupid. It's just like, I'd rather die than whatever. Fuck, you're stupid, kid. You're stupid.
His Bostwick drifted
Like all
out of
kids.
consciousness. I looked over at the data chip. Ari secured prime intel on the anomalies. And after that airstrike, any shred of faith I had that Oni would do the right thing with it was gone.
No, they just
For
want the
all I
power
knew,
for
they would just
themselves.
cover the whole thing up and let another colony fall. But in the right hands, this could help save lives.
It makes you wonder who Oni's working like. What's Oni's game plan? I mean, they're consolidating power just for themselves. For what? Why? Just to have power all to yourself? Why? Wouldn't you want to be helping someone with it? But then I guess that would mean that they would have to have some morals, which obviously they don't.
I wasn't going to turn it over to them. I was going to get real answers. And there was only one person who could give them to me.
Mashak.
The only problem was, he'd been dead for months. The safe house barely qualified as a house. A crumbling old farm on the outskirts of Binturong, a dusty wasteland in the outer colonies. No one around for miles, except for the occasional alien trader. Not a great place to live, but a perfect place to hide.
What is this place? It's not in my database of safe houses.
It's off the grid.
Of course it wouldn't be.
Signal interference here.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. The safe house was an old lesson from Ari. When Oni puts you under cover, you lose everything. Every trace of who you were is wiped away to protect the mission. Ari taught me, always keep a place just for me. A place to keep memories, to stay attached to the life Oni had erased. A place I could run away to when cover got too deep. Somewhere to ground myself. Or maybe stash a secret.
Like Mashak? Yeah.
Out of the way, Mashak.
I called it. I think everyone called it.
Never come back. I thought nobody would ever come back.
He looked rough. Greasy hair, a thin, patchy beard. The weight he'd lost in his face made...
I want to say I called it, but as I said, everyone called that. I don't think anyone believed for a minute. Just like Master Chief being dead, I don't think anyone believed for a second Mashak was dead.
His darting, bloodshot eyes all the more unsettling. What have you been doing to my house?
Oh, you have no idea what it's been like. Wait, why are you carrying a dead person?
She's not dead. Here, help me get her into the bunk.
Mashak Muradi.
Oh, is that an AI?
Well, you're rather energetic for a dead man.
You've got an AI?
This is Black Box.
The official report indicated that you had been terminated, quite brutally, if I recall.
Well, no shit, BB.
It does look like he's been tortured.
He hasn't been tortured.
Oh, really? Okay, well then what would you call it? She left me here with no comms, no access to Waypoint, no slush. I've been reading paper books. Paper
God forbid you read a book made of paper. Holy hell, man.
books.
I couldn't go through with killing Mashak.
Pages.
He'd figured out my secret, and he was gonna tell Ben. He had to be silenced, but
And even if I managed to finish
when I
one of
broke
them,
into his house that night, he got so scared, he ran headfirst into a wall and knocked himself unconscious.
I caught him stealing
He's a great hacker, but dangerous?
Food. That's right.
Not even
That
close.
was even worse.
He's
So
just
I
a
hid
fool
him,
looking for
stuck
answers.
him out in the middle of nowhere, and put a blackout array cutting off communications for a kilo in every direction. But a few months cut off from the outside world had left him a little tech-starved. And honest-to-goodness AI was the best toy I could have brought him.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're really top-of-the-line stuff. You live on this chip?
In a way. You
Sort
see-
of.
Okay, I have a question. I'm sure you get it all the time. But other AIs look like people, right? But you're just like a big blue cube.
I am
Of course he would know that. Why wouldn't he know that? It makes perfect sense that Mashak would know that BB's just a cube.
pure intellect. I feel no need to affect a facade in order to make myself more palatable to humans. I am what I am. I am Black Box.
Yeah.
I feel like Black Box BB is just a little bit like he's afraid of what he really is. He's basically a human being, except he lives in the digital realm instead of the wet world.
Right. But the box is really blue, though.
Black is the absence of light. A hologram can't display black.
I think I'm gonna call you Blue Cube.
Okay, Mashak is being just either he is actually snapped or he is one sad, strange little man.
Did you just electrocute me?
No. Oh, hang on. Yes.
Listen, Blue Cube, I can stick this chip in a micro cooker.
Miss
and
Shock,
just
stop it.
Hey, why did you bring him here? He's Oni.
Miss Shock, I'm Oni.
And how long is that going to last once he tells them you're keeping me
Yeah,
alive?
right.
You can't trust an AI. They want you to think they're these perfect synthetic beings, but you know how they make them? They take some dead guy's brain and just rewire it with new programming. They're basically computer zombies.
We also
Close, but I wouldn't call them computer zombies.
have excellent hearing.
Focus, Mashak. The anomalies, the same ones you were tracking, they're here now, and they're real.
I could listen to BB and Mashak go at it for forever. I just give me a series of that and I'd be happy.
They've already destroyed 5 colonies. Now I've got a data chip full of intel from one of the sites and 0 context. I need information. The kind that isn't sitting out there in the waypoint index.
Wait.
The kind you can only find in the slush.
Do you mean you're going to give me back my compad?
Hold on.
Yes!
Hold on. I'm opening up a limited channel. An encrypted frequency just for you so BB can't use it to call Oni.
I'm not sensing a lot of trust between us, Maya.
Find out what's going on. Fast.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't trust BB either. If I were BB, I wouldn't trust Maya either. So, what do you expect?
1,000,000,000% focused. Wow, I have a lot of unread messages.
You think?
Oh no.
What?
The unthinkable has happened. I fell off the leaderboards in Ungoy Farmer.
Mashak.
1,000,000,000% focused.
Well, Mashak tried to uncover the secrets of the slush.
He did say Ungoy Farmer, right? Is that like that one game, that Facebook game? I don't remember the name. It's probably a good thing I
I went
don't.
in to check on Bostwick's wounds. Mashak had made a real mess of the place. Clothes and ration wrappers on every surface. But I noticed Mashak had left one area untouched. My shelf. I picked up an old photo. Me as a little girl holding up a trophy. Spelling, I think? It was hard to remember the exact moment, but I remembered the place. My dad's old cabin. When I was setting up the safe house, I kept thinking back to that cabin, with its wooden walls and a door my dad carved himself. Something about it always felt so real, so permanent. I was still lost in the past when I looked over and saw Bostwick, awake, staring at me, pure hatred in her eyes. The look on her face caught me completely off guard. She looked like she was ready to kill me.
Well, yeah,
Before
you
I could
think?
get a word out, Bostwick was coming at me with a scalpel. She was still weak, though. It didn't take much to restrain her. Eventually, she gave in to the pain.
I know
She's an
you're
idiot.
angry. I would be too if you just listened. Just do it.
Do what, boss?
Kill me,
I'm
torture
trying
me. I'd rather die than be in the custody of a traitor.
What? I'm not a
You're
traitor.
Oni, aren't you?
Yes, but I'm trying to protect you. You're my friend.
FERO and I were friends. I don't know who you are.
You're right. You don't know me. But we're not so different, you and I, okay? Just trust me.
Trust you? Were your parents killed by Oni officers?
No, Bostwick.
I am nothing like you. You're a liar.
You're right. But believe it or not, you are the closest thing I have to a friend. And I want you to know the truth. I at least owe you that. Come on. Ask me whatever you want.
Well, what's your real name?
Maya Sankar.
And how long have you been a rat trader?
I joined Oni when I was around your age, but I didn't get into Spec Ops. As I opened up to Bostwick after years of deceiving her, I told myself that regaining her trust like this would protect her. But as the answers poured out of me, I knew deep down why I was really doing it.
So you
I
had
needed to finally
an
start
ally.
telling the truth.
That too.
I had absolutely no idea they were going to attack. They kept me strictly need to know.
Were you going to try to turn me? Make me into an Oni spy?
No, you idiot.
It wasn't like
God, she is so delusional, man. It's like Oni's shit, but they're not gonna try to convert any piece of shit. Like, come on.
All that stuff you said as FERO about finding the truth, about beating them with ideas and lifting up the outer colonies as equals.
I meant it. Every word. More than anything, I wanted to...
She did eventually.
I don't know. After being undercover for so long, I started to feel... Sometimes I feel like I am FERO.
You are FERO.
But I want what she wants, you know? And in a lot of ways, being FERO makes more sense to me now than I could have...
Maya!
I rushed in and found Mashak with his jaw on the floor.
You could have led with, "Hey, Mashak, here's your compad, and by the way, the Master Chief is dead!"
Yeah, I've been a little preoccupied.
He's not dead,
What does it
dude.
say?
Well, the official news is that there's no news. Same speech on a loop. He died in the line of duty, protecting us all, blah, 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 what a hero. But lots of speculation in the slush. Theories, other theories debunking those theories. Some people claiming the UNSC is using his death to cover up a bigger story.
Oh, yeah, they
think
are.
He's still alive.
Reliable, I'm
Yep.
sure.
What would the UNSC have to gain from presenting the chief as dead? Why destroy his legacy?
It cements his legacy.
Bostwick had
Yes,
made her
it
way to her
does.
feet and stumbled into the room.
You once said the heroes are born out of sacrifice, but cemented in death.
Yeah, but still, why? What, to cover up the anomalies? How does killing the chief publicly cover that up?
It doesn't. Unless the truth is scarier than the cover-up. What if the
Chief is AWOL, and they think he's making the Guardians
whole Pico story
appear.
was a dry run? If the chief isn't following orders anymore and he's proving to be more trouble than he's worth,
Mashak
you
got
have to
it.
get rid of him, right?
I was processing everything very slowly at that point. But what Mashak said had struck a chord. If the chief wasn't following the rules, and the Oni AI bot's statistical analysis pointed to his death being more valuable than his life, they wouldn't hesitate to pull the trigger. I should know. I've just been the victim to the same analysis.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so is there anything specific about the anomalies?
I did find one theory, but it's a little New Testament. You know the triad?
The religious cult?
Yeah, they're popping up all over the place, claiming that the anomalies aren't random. That
They're
part of
not.
the transcendence, and that their leader, Dask, has
What?
returned, and that these anomalies are basically the galactic end times.
The triad was a religion, sort of. I'd run into small pockets of their members a few times while undercover. They were always preaching about multiple lives, transcendence, the end of the universe. Crazy ideas that didn't sound so crazy if you were desperate enough.
Sounds like the Covenant in some ways.
Lucky for them, there were a lot of desperate people in the outer colonies. Their leader, a man named Dosk Gevadim, had gained millions of followers across Waypoint, then suddenly disappeared. Oni was pretty sure he was dead or in hiding, but his followers were convinced he'd ascended into another realm.
Only keeps blocking the posts, but word's getting out.
That sounds suspiciously like the Covenant. That can't be a coincidence.
Take a look.
For your struggles, I have willed myself back to this plane of causation and particle, so that I might illuminate the meaning of these events. Exquisite transcendence is yours for the taking. Oh, children, we are now upon the rebirth. These so-called disasters herald a new age of unification through disentanglement, a glorious unbecoming, freedom from the quivering vessels of self we've clung to for so long. Do not fear these events. Do not fear their power, for as the worlds shake, we are inevitably arriving at the precipice of existence, the edge of a metaverse that is awakening for us, as we who have only known the night are about to bear witness to the first dawn. That is the advent of the third life. And I find myself humbly bestowed with a genetic imperative to release your fear, to help you step lightly from the edge into ascendance.
Okay, it sounds like he's crazy. There's no doubt about that. But it also sounds like there might be a Geese involved. This might be part of the librarian's plan. It would make sense given the Guardians are Forerunner constructs. But what are they doing? They're opening the domain. It's something about Cortana's first line in the game. I don't know. Where is all this headed? I'm sure there's probably something in the 2 cutscenes I haven't watched, but I don't know where this is going.
The spiritual genocide that awaits those who do not open their eyes. The abyss beneath them. I cannot bear. This is only the beginning.
Could he possibly have intel on these
I
things?
suppose. I mean, anything is possible. We live in a
shocked, dude.
galaxy where the human race was almost wiped out by an alien race that breeds farts.
Actually, it's methane, and I'm fairly certain that grunts were far from wiping out humanity single-handedly.
Okay, now we're just splitting hairs.
All right. Well, on that note, Maya, I believe this detour has gone on long enough. It's time to return to the realm of rational thought.
I can't go back. I can't trust Oni anymore, not after everything that's happened. There's no telling what they do with the intel we've gathered.
Maya, I wish Oni was run with the monstrous efficiency you and Mashak imagine.
So tell me then, what's really going on here?
What's really going on, Maya, is that you're walking a treacherous and narrow path. But if you return with me and the data to Oni, you may just avoid falling off.
Is that an
I doubt
offer
it.
or a threat?
Yeah.
Sounds like an incoming call.
But I blocked all comm
It
signals.
would appear that you did not.
Maya!
Noah? What the hell? How did you get through?
Noah?
Why didn't you warn me about the bombing?
I tried to hold them off as long as I could. I was overruled. They decided taking out the target was worth losing the asset.
Damn it, Noah.
Maya, listen.
I am not an
Maya,
asset.
there's no time. Your location isn't secure.
What? But how do they even know
Why
where
didn't you check in? They think you're on the run. There's an extraction team inbound right now.
What? But how
Listen
did they...
to me, Maya. They just want to bring you in. Nothing bad is going to happen.
No,
I
no,
Shut up,
promise.
bullshit.
Maya, stop. Listen to me. Whatever you do.
Goodbye, Noah.
Maya, you're making a terrible mistake.
We gotta move. Everybody, now! I understood what he was saying. Bring me in. That means midnight facility.
Yeah.
When they bring you in, you don't come out again.
That means
That
you're
wasn't gonna happen to
dead.
me.
How did they find us?
It was Blue Cube. The little bastard sold us
My
out!
communications have been incapacitated by the blackout array since we arrived. Perhaps they tracked us from Conrad's Point?
No time. Help me flip the bed.
Okay, but why? Holy crap, my bed is full of grenades.
Bostwick, are you okay?
Why is my bed full of grenades?
Can you run?
For this exact reason,
I'm setting a
Mashak.
10-second timer. That should give us enough time to get clear. There's no cover out there, so once we get outside, run.
God, I should have paid more attention in PE class.
The explosion should distract them long enough for us to get to the ship.
I'm sorry, Mashak, but just paying attention to gym class is not going to help you here. You need to
Before the
practice
explosion
that.
goes off.
Pray they miss.
Hey, Maya? Yeah, I don't mean to keep harping on this, but why is my bed full of grenades?
You can still end this.
No, I can't. Everybody ready?
BB knows
Timers
just
a
as
go.
well as
In
anybody
3,
that
let's do it.
she's
2,
dead
oh
if
God.
they catch her.
Those 10 seconds felt like eons. It took them 5 just to spot us. The next 5,
To shoot him.
eternity. The next thing I can remember,
There was a Wilhelm scream.
standing in the cargo bay, feeling the familiar tug of acceleration as the engines engaged. Bostwick was doubled over in
I'm
pain.
fine. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
As we left the planet's atmosphere, I didn't know where I could go. My employer had just tried to light me up. Bostwick would out me to the rebels the first chance she got. FERO was gone. Commander Maya Sankar was gone. And with the few memories I'd kept now burning up in that safe house below, whoever it was I used to be was gone too.
I was gone as soon as you
All I
became
had
Pharaoh.
now was an AI who wanted to turn me in. A betrayed friend who wanted me dead. A hacker with a heart of lettuce. And a
Lettuce.
data chip filled with information that could get me killed. I had no idea what to do next. But then somebody made that decision for me.
BB?
What is that? What did the zombie do now?
It's not me. There's a ship approaching fast off our starboard.
Damn it, Oni! I'm moving to full thrust. I'll
I
evade.
recommend securing your person instead. Now.
You heard him. Strap in. Normally, you can't feel how fast you're going in space. Unless, of course, somebody grabs you by the tail. Forced deceleration is nasty. If we hadn't been warned, it would have smashed us into a pile of guts on the bulkhead. But even strapped in, the G-forces can be gut-wrenching.
Yeah, you're gonna have bruises for weeks.
By the time I unbuckled and fell out of my seat, all the ship's systems were shutting down. Everybody okay? They'd killed our power. We were helpless. I could hear them coming through the airlock door.
So, okay, I think BB's gonna be somewhat turned to FERO's side, only because if you've read Kilo 5, you know how he doesn't like parts of him being destroyed. And if this keeps going, that piece of him that FERO has is going to get destroyed, and BB does not want that. So, for at least for now, and until he can reassimilate into his actual being, I think he's on FERO's side for now.
An Oni acquisitions team. I tried to stand up and face them, but I was too dizzy and collapsed on the deck. There was a pneumatic hiss as the boarding tube bolted to our hull. The clink of their mag boots as they stepped across the gangway, even the sound of their TACCOMs hacking our lock system. I'd been on the other side of that door. I know what happens when they take you. I wish I could say I was brave. FERO would have been brave, but I'd seen what happened to Ben. I was afraid of the pain. I was afraid to lose myself. I didn't want to die.
You've already lost yourself.
I looked up as they came in. There were 3 of them, but my eyes were immediately drawn to their leader. I saw his razor-sharp beak first.
Oh.
Bright red quills spilling out over
A
his
jackal.
neck. And finally, his talons, gripping a needler, pointing it right at my chest. This wasn't Oni. This was something worse.
The Covenant.
Something more unpredictable. Jackals.
Shit. That was unexpected. So were the jackals behind it the entire time? Like, was that not Oni coming to get them? Or is Oni employing jackals? Shit. This opens up a... I don't know where this is going. One other thing I wanted to point out is these blocks at the top with the one that's blinking has moved. Last week it was the 4th one that was blinking. Now it's the 5th one that's blinking. I wonder if those are the total amount of episodes we're going to have. It would make sense if this is week 5 or episode 5. That's episode 4 though. I don't know. Anyway, I hope it's not another week. I hope they release on Thursday again. I really do. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far into the video, please consider giving it a like and a subscribe. That helps a lot. For more Halo 5 lead up, check out the video on the left for my Halo 4 playthrough. And for something different, check out my Witcher 3 playthrough on the right. I'm surprised that grenade showed up on my UI. Oh god, no! 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 How did he hit me from that far away? God damn it. Oh shit, there's another one back there.
Settling in over the mesa.